Huh? We're live. Just decided right now
to go live.
I don't like this camera angle.
Come on now, you're
What?
pinning me down.
Why are you two like caged animals?
Because what if I move?
What if you move?
I'll bump the camera.
What if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the show?
It's not a big deal. All right, let's start this thing.
Go for it.
I gotta do this. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 717, the Evatol Podcast.
Evatol is a large Pokemon with both avian and draconic traits.
Brain, can you tell us about Evatol, please?
Yeah. The back of its body is black with white spots along the wings and back. Its front head and neck are bright red with branching black lines throughout. It has a pointed beak-like snout, bright blue eyes, a black forward curving horn over each eye. Oh my god.
Get the zoom going.
Hi, how are we doing, everyone? All good?
Focus, Mom Brain.
And a thin antenna-like growth behind each eye. A feathery gray ruff encircles its neck and billows out over its back. Its wings each have 3 spikes along the bottom edge near the body and 5 large black claws on the tip. It has small bird-like legs with gray talons. Each foot has toes facing forward and it has 2 toes. 2 facing forward and 1 pointing backwards. Its tail is similar in structure to its wings, including the 5 claws on the tip. It is it's scary looking. It's number 717. It is a dark flying type Pokemon. Its abilities include Dark Aura. They are, in fact, genderless.
Where is Kirby?
Dark Aura.
I don't know where it is. Just go. I'll find it eventually.
They're genderless. They're 19 feet tall.
Wow.
Really?
That's very tall.
Look, I'm just reading.
19 feet. Good Lord.
And this patch is not working. 447 pounds on average. Because there's no medicine left in it. That's all.
I found it.
There you go. That is all I have to say about that. Here's a little public service announcement. If you live in the United States, please remember tomorrow is Mother's Day.
I mean, you could remember it even if you don't live in the United States.
Well, it's not Mother's Day outside the
United
States.
Shouldn't it be Mother's Day every day, everywhere?
I mean, I think so. I sent my
That's
mother.
what Hallmark would like.
I sent my mother a gift.
My gift to my mother is my present.
I was going to say my gift is myself.
Are we going to see her?
Thanks, Mom Brain. I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
I'm here, Mom Brain here. Mom Brain here.
Mom Brain here.
And I guess your name is Rachel, just because I say Rachel all the time in the chat anyway. So Rachel's here. And Kirby will be joining us eventually. Hello to Cedar. That is all. Prat Trap. Alawolf. Sneaker Hacks. Nader Die. Giant Reggie. Agent Iron Cat. Fungus Among Us. Tommy. Stakona. Malakalo. Dre Gamer. Jammy Cooks. Nico Darunia, Swedish Galaxy 94, our podcast or our contest winner from last week. I got your private message, sir. I will send you the code that way. I sent it to your old email that you signed up with on GoNintendo, but I will also send it to your private message when I have the chance later today. And Patrick and Arcade Perfect and whoever else I didn't say. Thanks for joining us. Allergies.
What is happening?
The window's open. I'm not used to outside.
Allergy season is wicked this year.
Oh, I know. I can't hear anything.
You know what we should take for allergies?
Xyzal?
Xyzal. You know why?
Xyzal?
Give allergies the boot.
They don't.
Xyzal is a hoot.
Are you making
Have you heard
up?
this before? Great. Here we go.
Is this
sorry, everyone. I'm sorry.
I think
that should be their slogan.
As opposed to be Wyzol with Xyzal.
Yeah, because that sucks.
Well, owls are supposed to be wise, so.
Yeah, I know they're supposed to be wise, but be wise all take Xyzal? Blow it out your ass, you stupid owl. Oh, Steel Diver and Mikey.
Hey,
hi,
Kirby.
It's Kirby.
Guess what we were just talking about?
I heard you mention Zysol.
My weekly Zysol.
Was
rant.
on that soapbox again today.
Before we get into
Yeah,
that,
thank you.
because I could talk about that forever,
No.
this week's episode of GoNintendo Podcast is sponsored by Mario and Chill. It's the follow-up to Game Shop's smash hit Zelda and Chill, a licensed cover album with over 10 million plays. Mario and Chill was produced by Halent, a synthwave producer from Italy. Inspired by the electronica of the 80s and 90s, Mario and Chill is an expressive and nostalgic tribute to the music of Super Mario. Mario and Chill is available digitally worldwide. Can be streamed on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, and downloaded through iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, and more. You can play the GD album for free. Just click on that banner that's on GoNintendo, which I don't get anything for. So it's just an easy way to access all this stuff. And you can play the album. I've listened to it a few times now. It's quite wonderful. So thank you to the Game Shops gang for sponsoring last week and this week's show. And you better take advantage of that.
I just wonder what
that was a mistake. Sorry.
It's never a mistake.
We'll talk about that later, Link. Jesus. Click the link above. I just wonder what Ganon's up to. So yeah, thank you to them. And yeah, it's a free album. It's free. Hi, Video Game Guru. Thanks for joining us. All right. While I would love to talk more about that stupid owl, we have a lot to do today. First up.
How did you even get on the subject?
We're talking about allergies.
I was joking.
Somebody
I
was
thought my
joking and
allergies.
then complained about the windows being open and his allergies. Something about giving a hoot about them.
Dre Gamer, you can find Zelda and Chill. I think if you click on that banner and go to the Bandcamp, for example, the Bandcamp link, then you can just type or you can click on the Game Shops link and you'll get all their albums, and Zelda and Chill should be in there. First things first, Trap, thank you very much, has sent in more soundboard clips. I believe it's your last 4 clips on that board. The third board.
Here's a. Yeah, we were talking about more Mortal Kombat.
He took care of it. Yeah.
Sound bites.
So now we have
Fatality. Finish him. Get over here.
And then we have a lovely one from Reggie too.
What's wrong with you?
That Reggie one's really.
I love the way it's
What's
said.
wrong with you?
The game
Yes.
is not fun. What's wrong with you?
Thanks to Trap for sending those in. Yeah, we keep saying how we don't have any Mortal Kombat sound clips on the board, but now we do. So I'm sure we'll end up never talking about Mortal Kombat again.
Well, the only one we had for a while was Toasty.
He also sent in some other clips. I want to use them. I would love to fill up the soundboard, but it's a horrible job for Kirby. Plus, I have to look at them and be like, how many times will we actually use these clips? And I don't know. But there's other ones he sent, and I'm considering adding in. But those are very appropriate. So.
Yeah. Speaking of sound bites that we'll almost never use ever.
That one stays, damn it. There's no way we could have
It's
done
not
that
even
one.
video game related.
It's funny.
Is there another musical one on there?
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down.
I hate that one so much.
No, they both stay.
Yeah, whatever.
Two of the greatest songs that the world has ever seen.
But it's the two ends of the spectrum too. It's like those whistle tones,
Right?
and then-
Exactly. See? The yin and yang.
That's right. Keeping the balance.
How long before your cat bites my hand?
It could be any second, really. I also want to say, hello, Kim. Thanks for joining us. I also want to say thank you to you guys once again. And this goes for podcast listeners and Twitter followers and site readers and Facebook fans and all that jazz, because we had an unbelievable week. Hello, AJ Pratt, who is Pratt Trap, I'm guessing. I had, in the course of one day, an article that made it to the front page of Reddit that was brought to my attention by a couple people. One, Doom Michaels. Doom Michaels sent me text with a picture attached showing me that was on the front page. I had no idea, and it was about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, because Game Informer had a big blowout, and I did a summary of their information, and you guys really liked it. So thank you. I sent a thank you to the person who put it on Reddit in the first place, because that's the whole reason it got to the front page. So that happened. Also, for the first time in GoNintendo history, we were a Twitter moment. I've never been a Twitter moment in my entire life, but this week we were, related to Detective Pikachu. There was a story of Ryan Reynolds tweeting out a link to Warner Brothers, saying, Warner Brothers, take a look at this. And it said like it was a leak of the full Detective Pikachu movie, but it wasn't actually. It was something Warner Brothers had made to promote the movie, but it was just so good. It's fantastic. It's an hour and a half of Pikachu doing like a jazzercise dance to like 80s music. It's so good. And it starts off like it is a leak of the movie.
Oh, okay.
You get like
there it is.
You get like all the logos, and then you get like maybe 30 seconds of the movie, and then it changes into like an hour and 29 minutes of Pikachu dancing. It's really good.
Is it like on a loop or something?
Yeah, it's a loop for an hour and like 30 minutes.
So why didn't they just make it like 10 hours like they do on YouTube?
Well, they wanted people to actually click it because they could see that it was an hour and a half. They're like, movies are an hour and a half. So,
that's true.
and it got like over 1 million in less than a day. I don't know what it's at now, but it's fantastic. So we're a Twitter moment for that, because that was trending all over the internet, and Twitter decided to use us as the source for it. So thank you to Twitter. And on top of that, there's something else. Oh, that same day, within it was 24 hours, we were just shy of 1 million impressions on Twitter in 24 hours. So thank you to you guys for all of that, because none of that would happen without your support. I really appreciate it. It was a crazy day. Any one of those things at any given time would have been amazing, but all three in one day is just nuts. So we have a whole bunch of new Twitter followers and a whole bunch of new Facebook fans and all that stuff. So welcome everybody that's brand new, and thank you for joining us. And hopefully you stick around. People aren't gonna, because they say how much I tweet during the day, and they're gonna be like, Jesus Christ, this guy's flooding my feed. So I understand if you leave, but thanks for your little time spent with us. We also had a really popular tweet. Oh, maybe I'll save it. I think it's a top story. It sounds like something I'd make a top story. I'll save it. We have a tweet that I want to talk about, because I'm doing this new thing now where I do weekly
bowel movements,
and it's going really well.
It's going really smoothly.
I'm doing Twitter polls that I will read the results of on Twitter, or on the podcast each week.
I was gonna say reading them.
The people on Twitter can see them already. And this week we were talking about Sonic, and at it was like 4 a.m. I had the idea for a poll, so I apologize for getting it out there so late and not retweeting it to you guys. So it was just sitting there, and if you caught it, you caught it. But the question was, which sequel would you rather have, Sonic Mania 2 or Sonic Adventure 3? Because
Meow.
I can't.
Because
I can't.
Sonic Team has said that they felt that since Sonic Mania came out, the Sonic franchise has turned a corner, meaning a good thing. But then I think the Sonic movie is going to take away all that good.
Well, we're not counting that.
People are going to count it. People are seeing Detective Pikachu. I'm going to have to close the window now.
Are they cutting the grass?
Yeah.
Do you want me to close the window?
Could you close the window, please?
It could be heavy.
People that are seeing Detective Pikachu are also getting to see the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer in theaters, and they're recording the reactions and the crowd's reaction to the trailer, and it's not going well.
They're horrified.
Yes. But anyway, you guys voted. There's over 1,000 votes, and it was a close vote. Sonic Mania 2 is the winner. You'd rather have Sonic Mania 2. 53% of people picked Sonic Mania 2, and 47% picked Sonic Adventure 3. So people still really want another Sonic Adventure. I was amazed by Sonic Adventure when it came out. Like day one Dreamcast, I had people over my house, and we were like blown away by how it looked and blah, 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 blah. But I really don't think it holds up. I don't think, I would say it's not a good game now. But people I know really enjoy that one in the sequel, and they want a third one. But yeah, Sonic Mania, the first one, the only one really, I loved. I would love a sequel to that. So that's where my vote goes. But it's interesting to see the pretty even split between like old school Sonic fans and new Sonic fans, even though Sonic Adventure isn't new. It's the newer generation of Sonic because that came out, what, 1999? That sounds about right. So hopefully we get both of them. I mean, it would be crazy for them to not do another Sonic Mania because Sonic Mania was not only a critical success, it was just a success in general. It sold really well. So, I mean, it's one of the very few Sonic games in recent years where people bought it and were happy, and critics were also happy with it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But hello, Momon. I can't find those theater reactions. Would love to see them. Momon. Trying to think of how I could tell you where to see them. Maybe I'll do a post about it. I didn't know if I was going to do a post, but since you want one, maybe I'll put one up there. Hello, Jasmine. Hello. Nope. Hello, Jasmine. All right, we did that.
Check.
Yeah, I got a list of things I want to talk about. Oh, yeah, I want to talk about this because this makes me mad.
Yeah.
So, I did... Mikey, what are you asking me? The Sonic movie or Sonic 2006? Are you asking me which one's worse or which one's better? Like, they're both... Well, I haven't seen the movie. I've only seen the trailer. I've played Sonic 06, and I never want to relive that experience, so I guess...
Did you play through the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yes, I did. And I can't tell you how many times I restarted it, or I had to restart
The game is not fun.
Reggie is right, because it glitched so many times. I like the boss fight with what's his name, Silver, the psychic guy.
The Psychic Hedgehog?
Oh, what was he? Is he the one? No,
Psychic the Hedgehog.
I don't remember if it's maybe it's Robotnik that says it. There's one boss battle where somebody keeps saying, "Get a load of this, Sonic," and the boss battle got stuck in a loop. So like I would get hit. I guess it was Eggman saying it. And Eggman would say, "Get a load of this, Sonic." I would stand up from getting hit, and he'd hit me again right away. Like I wasn't finishing the animation of standing up. So just a loop over and over and over of him saying that and me getting hit, and him saying that and me getting hit. And him, oh, it was terrible.
I think I remember you complaining about that, but for some reason I thought it was from one of the handheld Sonic games.
Nope.
Okay.
Definitely Sonic 06.
Get a load of this, Sonic.
And the rest of the game was like that. The moments just like that,
I've
falling through the
it
ground, and just it was filled with glitches.
It was like completely broken.
And even if it was technically sound, you still have the whole weird story point with Sonic kissing Lacey Chabert, and I don't know how that got made, but I remember when they were announcing that game. And Yuji Naka was like, "This is going to be the Sonic to return the franchise to form," and then it ended up being the worst one, I think.
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I want to talk about Everybody's Golf VR, which is coming out on PlayStation 4, PlayStation VR, like the 21st or 22nd. I'm a big fan of that series, and I was really excited to see what it was like in VR. And they put out a demo. So I was like, "Oh, this is exciting. I'll try this demo." So you download the demo and you go to play, and it's like, "What would you like to do?" And it has like training section, and then it has course. And I was like, "I'll do the course." So I clicked the course, and like all these options are grayed out because it's a demo, which is to be expected, and it gives you like one thing to click on. So I clicked on that. And I had to do like the training of how to play, so I did all that. I get to the course, and it's like par 3, whatever. I'm standing around, I'm like looking at everything, get ready to do it. And you have to like hit the X button to ready your shot. Like you do practice swings, and then you hit X to go to the real deal. And every time I hit X, a menu would come up, and it'd be like, "Return to the main menu." And I'm like, no, why is that happening? So like I'd go back and try it again and go back and try it again. And this menu just kept popping up. And there's a thing that you can... It keeps popping up.
It keeps popping up.
You can hit a button to get like a display in-game to show you what each button does. And it says like X readies your shot. So I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. The demo...
It's not fun.
It's not fun. The demo only lets you look around on one of the holes on the course. You can't actually play.
Well,
I was like,
sounds
what
fun.
kind of demo is this? So you get
Wow.
training where you can, like, do everything you do in golf, just not on a regular course. And then it lets you go to the course and look at it, but you can't play. And I was like,
That's so you
what a
have to buy
load
the
of
game
crap.
to figure out. If
I was
it's gonna
like,
be
this
fun
is
to play.
at the same time the best and the worst demo I've ever seen, because it made me so angry. But I was also like, well, now I gotta get the game. It's amazing to me that they couldn't give you one hole on the golf course to play. Like, they're like, nope, that's too much, can't do that, but we'll let you look at it. And it never tells you anywhere you can only look at this course, you can't play it, because it lets you choose it as an option. So you just stand there and look around, and you can, like, hit the button to throw grass in the air and watch which way the wind is blowing. And that's like all you
That's
can
a lot
do.
of fun though.
Trust me, I hit the button a lot of times because I was trying to find the button to actually swing the club, but I couldn't find it. So I sat there and I was watching the wind blow around. I was like, boy, it would be fun if I could try this. And then I just quit.
Sounds like about as much fun as regular golf.
I mean, I was going to get the game anyway, and I'm still going to get the game. I wasn't getting the demo to convince me to buy the game. I was getting the demo because I was excited to play the game, and now I still have to wait. So what a load of garbage. I've never played a demo like that in my life. At least they give you, like you were talking about, what is it? Monster Boy, Wonder Boy, whatever it is. Yeah, where you say it's very short, but at least you get to play something.
Yeah, that's true.
This is training, and then that's it. Look.
Training and
what is the name of that game? Monster Boy
yeah,
and the Cursed Kingdom?
Yeah, it's definitely Monster Boy, because there was a theme song where they call him Monster Boy. And I think it's the Cursed Kingdom. I'm pretty sure.
Swedish Galaxy says everybody's golf VR is Grass Simulator 2000.
And then there's one another
Country
game
Grass.
that I think is in the same series.
Wonder Boy,
The
the Demon's Trap?
the Dragon's
I
Trap.
don't know what it is. I don't know. See?
But then there's also Wonder Boy in Monster World.
That's
which
it.
is
There you go.
probably what confused me in the first place.
And now there's Wonder Boy. It's something remix.
Wonder Boy and the Monster Dragons world.
and that one is not. That one is the original Wonder Boy that was in arcades in Japan,
Oh, the one that's like Adventure Island?
which came here as Adventure Island.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, this just got a whole new level of confusing. So basically, it is Adventure Island as we know it, but the character looks a little different. Like
that's like the only
it plays
difference,
exactly the same way. So Wonder Boy became its own thing. Adventure Island became its own thing. But now we're getting Wonder Boy, which we would call Adventure Island in gameplay. So it's good. Don't get me wrong. The game is good. I like it. It's just the Wonder Boy and Monster Boy and Adventure Island thing is so confusing to me. Okay. That's my rant. Let's do some news. Ryan Reynolds, who is Detective Pikachu, has said that he recorded some not so PG lines for Detective Pikachu, but obviously they weren't used in the movie. Hello, King Broly. And Seanator, thanks for joining us. He talked a little bit about that. He says, you go into a room, I'm alone basically, and then it's just throwing like 800 versions of any joke or any moment up against the wall and leaving it out for some poor editor to sort of figure out. Some things would come out a little PG, bordering on rated R. That stuff didn't make it. The great thing about this world is that you can be totally edgy and push it and still stay within the boundaries of a movie that you can take
Kids too.
that you can take little kids to and adults. That's phrased weirdly. That was the
you can take
trick.
your adults to
Well, I mean, I guess when your adults get older, as in your parents, you do have to take them places like the
think that's
dump
what
and the home.
The dump? Why the
Listen,
dump?
if you don't have money to take your parents to the home, you take them to the dump, which is their new home.
All right.
Swedish Galaxy 94 says, so the inevitable Pikachu plus Deadpool video just got more real now. Yeah, I don't know if they'd ever officially release that stuff in some way, shape, or form, because I'm sure Pokemon Company wouldn't be happy about that. But maybe they could just release the audio without tying the images to Pikachu in some way. I don't know. Everybody wants to see it, but I really doubt Pokemon Company is going to let that happen. Mario Kart Wii. Yes, Mario Kart Wii was in Nintendo's most recent fiscal year report, and that game is still selling. Hello, Eric.
Wonderful.
Eric is requesting that song you hate.
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low.
It's a good clip. It's a good clip.
It's a great song.
Yeah, Mario Kart Wii, believe it or not, in the last fiscal year sold 100,000 units. How is that game still? Where do you go to find a new copy of Mario Kart Wii? And why did 100,000 people do it? I don't understand. To put that in comparison, Mario Kart 8, the Wii U version, not Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Switch game. Mario Kart 8 on Wii U sold another 20,000 units last year, which is, makes a lot more sense. And obviously that game is a lot newer. But Mario Kart Wii still is finding an audience. I don't know if people maybe they traded in their Wii and they got another one and they missed the game and they went out and found it. I'm just amazed people are finding it new somewhere. Does GameStop sell new copies of Mario Kart Wii or
No.
Walmart or something? I don't know.
GameStop, no, I don't think.
Are you there looking for it?
No, but
My daily check for Mario Kart Wii?
There's a GameStop across the street from my job, so on my lunch break, I
Wow,
usually.
you must be so lucky.
Oh yeah. No, I just have nothing else to do on my break, so I wander around the GameStop and I see if I'm going to buy anything. And poor people in there always think, "Oh, I'm going to sell something," and then I'm like, "Yeah, no."
No, now they're like, here comes that lady that never buys anything.
That's right.
When's the last time you were to GameStop?
When they took the GameStop away from right
I
here.
know.
Well, I mean, I get a lot of stuff digital now.
As do
And
most
if I
people,
get
yeah.
physical
Like a
games,
normal
I get them
person.
through
That's why I
Amazon
don't
because you can
at
get them.
that GameStop.
You can get them day and date with launch. So why would I bother? Top rated comment comes from Impure
Oh, you
Kind.
can get it on Walmart.com apparently.
There you go. No, that's an
Or maybe
argument
not.
with somebody else. Vin Loria says, is that just the Wii U version or including Deluxe? No, that is just the Wii U version. Hello, Sarah. Thanks for joining us.
$35. $34.29.
Swedish Galaxy says 100,000 soccer moms, I guess. Do soccer moms really want to play Mario Kart?
Yes.
I mean, that's fine. That's great. I hope they
Yeah,
do.
Mario Kart is.
It's a very,
game that appeals to
Expanded
that,
audience, yes.
to your kids and your adults.
Mom Brain, you were talking about this story this week.
Was I?
Yeah, it's about the brain Pokemon study. Mom Brain, come back to me. You told me about it.
Yeah, I saw it and I thought of you.
Well, isn't that nice?
Well,
End of
You
story.
saw a story
It's a good
about
story.
Nintendo, and you're like, "Oh, I think Ramit likes Nintendo." If I'm not
Is that
mistaken,
what Brownie
there was a study. Who did this study? I don't know.
What's a video game?
Somebody did a study. Study published in Nature Human Behavior, and it studied Pokemon fans. It had a group of Pokemon fans and a group of non-fans to see if there was any difference in their brain patterns. Fans were shown a collection of images including animals, faces, or as I was just about to say, feces, cars,
Were they showing pictures of that?
words, but which lump of crap looks most like a Pokemon? Animals, faces, cars, words, and Pokemon. When Pokemon flashed across the screen, the brains of these Pokemon fans had a specific region light up more than the non-players.
Was it the
Well,
Sinnoh
duh.
region?
Oh, deep cut Pokemon joke. Good for you. Man, I should have used that as my tagline.
Mhm.
This region of the brain is called, oh no, occipitotemporal sulcus, and is usually associated with the processing of animal images. The findings of
Who
the
knew
study.
we had a special part of the brain just for animal images? Well, I guess that's survival, right? You need to
Yeah.
know what animals
To kill
Gonna
all
gonna
of
get
them.
you.
The findings of this study help support the eccentricity bias theory, which suggests that the size of an image and whether we're looking at it with central or peripheral vision helps predict which area of the brain will respond.
Brains
So
are
if you are a
cool.
longtime Pokemon fan, part of your brain is dedicated to recognizing Pokemon,
No.
whether
it's
you want it to or not.
Dedicated to recognizing
No,
animals.
Pokemon and lumps of crap that look like Pokemon.
Okay.
Ice has
I won't get into
It sounds like a clickhole article, like top 10 Pokemon that look like
Yeah,
crap, or
craps that look like
Pokemon. Pictures of crap that look like Pokemon.
Ice says, so they found a study that a fan of something will have brain activity if they can recognize it. So
That's
that
my
means
point.
not knowing something means that the brain won't respond as well. News at 11. Oh, I'm sorry. We're trying to talk about something nice and fun, but let's turn back into bitter internet. Thanks, Ice. Thanks for bringing us down, back down to
I was going to
planet
be
Earth.
bitter internet person, but live, because that's kind of a silly thing to report on.
It was a study.
How many people were involved in the study? What's your sample size?
I think the study did say, but I didn't.
And what
include
kind
that
of
information.
a peer-reviewed journal is this?
Oh, by the way,
Nature,
I forgot to
Human, blah,
mention
blah,
that
blah.
they only showed Pokemon hentai to the people.
Of course.
Well, in that case, that's a different.
Now that's
kind
a
of
study I believe in. EB Games Canada. Here's a story that's fact and worth reporting. EB Games Canada has listed Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. Oh, I hate that name.
Oh,
That's so dumb.
It's Definitive, right?
No, there's no F. Definitive.
Oh, okay.
Definitive.
Definitive.
All one
Oh,
word.
wow.
Definitive Edition.
Yeah, that is really stupid.
As coming to the Switch, which isn't too surprising because the first Darksiders came over to the Switch, and it seems that it did well enough to warrant the sequel coming over as well. This has not been officially announced by the publisher, but this is the same way we found out about the first Darksiders 2, and as I said, it's really not that surprising. They have a release date right now of August 30th, 2019, which is most likely a placeholder. So we'll have to wait for the official announcement from THQ Nordic to learn that this is coming over, maybe at E3. Not surprising, but yeah, you and I are a fan of the first game.
Mm-hmm. And I played a little bit of the second game. I never got through it because I don't know. I think I was having trouble with glitches.
Hi, Roth.
Like the game would kept crashing on me or something.
Well,
And I
one
was
would
just
think that the definitive edition would
Yes.
not have those glitches.
I would hope so.
Mock Turtle says the color palette for definitive was so washed out and drab compared to the original. If they restore the color while also keeping the higher res assets, this could truly be the greatest version, but it's probably just a simple port. Yeah, I agree with you. That is most likely what's going to happen. They'll just fart it out, but I don't know. Maybe they'll
But
do
it's
some color correction or
definitive.
something. It is definitive. Here's the story, the one that went over so well. I don't know if I'm going to go over all these details, but I will definitely talk about it. Ton of information on Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, which is a Switch exclusive. Game Informer's doing like a month of exclusive coverage on the game. They got to check it out and play it and talk to Nintendo and Marvel and Team Ninja. So they have their first big wave of details in their newest issue of Game Informer. So if you are a subscriber to Game Informer, check that out. If you're not, perhaps you want to...
What are you doing?
You don't have to subscribe. You can spend $5 just to get that issue, digital or retail if you want. I guess, where do you buy it? GameStop? I mean, digital is how I got it. But yeah, I guess GameStop's the only one that has it because Game Informer is a GameStop magazine. So you buy Game Informer at like Walmart and other magazine places?
I mean, maybe. I would say you might have luck at Walmart,
I remember
Barnes and Noble.
I used to see it at like bookstores and
Well
places
then,
that sold
I guess you can
magazines.
get it
This
at
was
magazine
like-
racks everywhere.
But this was like, I don't know, back in the 90s.
Oh, magazines! That's the other thing I meant to talk about. God damn it. Well, I'll get to it in a minute. Let's see. Marvel Games is providing the writing talent, character selections, and they're watching over the game for authenticity. Nintendo visited Marvel before the Switch was publicly revealed in order to show them what the Switch was going to be all about. And they were hoping to woo Marvel and have them work together on a new Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So Marvel Games was like, yeah, this looks awesome. This system makes a lot of sense for the type of gameplay that Marvel Ultimate Alliance provides. So yeah, let's do a new one. Both companies thought it was a good idea to bring the franchise back. And then Nintendo was like, how about we team with Team Ninja and we'll all work on this. And Marvel was like, oh my God, we're like totally huge fans of Team Ninja. And then Team Ninja was like, oh my God, we have so many Marvel fans on staff. So everybody was happy we were working together. Mark Sumerak is heading up the writing, and he's written
Mark Summers.
Mark Sumerak is
On your mark.
is doing the writing, and he's written a whole bunch of Marvel comics over the years, including some Avengers comics. We don't need that. The story starts on the Milano, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy ship.
Isn't that also a cookie?
Yes.
A very
Pepperidge
delicious
Farm.
cookie. And Rocket's sensors pick up a reading from a derelict Kree warship. The Guardians board the ship and come
I guess
across
it's
Nebula.
not derelict, in fact.
It is not. The Guardians board the ship and come across Nebula, Ronan the Accuser, and Proxima Midnight. The Infinity Stones are on the ship, and a fight between the two teams sends the stones flying across the universe, and you'll have to travel all over to get them. So obviously this is a different take on the Infinity Wars
Yeah, I was
saga.
gonna say I don't remember this happening.
Yeah, no, it's not a comic story and it's not a movie story. It's their own thing. You'll go to a prison break on Earth at Raft, which is a prison as far as I know. You get all kinds of bonuses based on the teams that you pick. So like if you put together a whole bunch of Women of Marvel, you'll get the Women of Marvel team bonus, which gives you extra attributes and points and experience and all that good stuff. Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales teaming up will get you the Web Warriors bonus. Other bonuses include Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Wisecracking Warriors, Femme Fatales, Defenders, Midnight Suns, and there are many others. We have a whole bunch of details on what the characters do. You don't really need to hear that right now, but I will tell you Rocket and Groot are one single character. They work together, so you can't play as them separately. There's a whole bunch of ways to level up your characters, a whole bunch of ways to get new attacks and all that jazz. You can team up with other characters to do synergy attacks, and there are extreme attacks. And if all four characters do an extreme attack at once, it makes for an ultimate extreme, which blows up everybody on the screen. You're going to have boss battles against Electro and Venom and a whole bunch of others, but those are named specifically. I don't need to go into detail about that. No. You can find ISO 8 pieces, which will allow you to, which you equip to tweak a hero's capabilities. So if you have a certain move that somebody does that you really like, you can equip ISO 8 and enhance it. You can also break down ISO 8 to upgrade other, you can break it into fragments and then use these to upgrade other ISO 8 pieces so you can make the ones that you equip even stronger. There's also Infinity Trials, which are rifts that you see as you're playing through the main story, and they give you a whole bunch of unique challenges, such as like splitting into specific groups to take on enemies, like extra difficult things that you've already done, a whole bunch of other things. That's available from the main menu once you actually find it in the regular game. You'll be able to do wave battles, which is really exciting to me. That's one of my favorite things. So basically like horde mode. And remember, you're playing this with other people, also local or online. There's countdown trials that put you against the timer. There's ability trials where you have regular attacks weakened, but your charge up abilities are enhanced. You can beat the game to get a new difficulty level, and all your alliance enhancements and other stuff that you earned will carry over to that new game. You can also specifically select chapters to go back and replay if there's certain ones you really like. Confirmed characters so far: Black Panther, Black Widow, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Crystal, Daredevil, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Drax, Falcon, Gamora, Hawkeye, Hulk, Iron Man, Miles Morales, Miss Marvel, Nightcrawler, Rocket and Groot, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Storm, Thor, Venom, Wasp, and Wolverine. But that is not the that's not the end of who will be playable in the game. That's just who's confirmed as of right now. Sorry, Mom Brain. No Winter Soldier again. Jambone says F, Venom's in it. Means I have to buy it. Well, all right. I guess that's why they include so many characters, because there's people who are like, if so-and-so's in it, I'm going to buy it. Like Mom Brain would say that for Winter Soldier.
I would.
Wait, did you say Ant-Man's in it?
I didn't say Ant-Man.
I am sorry if anyone
Wasp is
smells
in
that
but
burp.
not Ant-Man.
It was
That's
broccoli.
Not confirmed
And
yet.
many others.
I'm sure Ant-Man.
Okay.
If Wasp is in it, come on, Ant-Man's going to be.
Yeah, right.
This is a story for our childhood, guys.
What?
What? I was a child? So we all remember the Super Mario Brothers cartoon.
Yeah.
The Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a Zelda cartoon.
Yeah.
And those were all produced by Deke
And
Entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
Captain and the Game Master.
Captain and the Game Master, yeah, with that weird version of Mother Brain and the
that was
weird
really
version
weird.
of Mega Man that had a real weird like
He did have
frog
a
voice.
real
And the weird version of Simon
Simon Belmont, it was like always looking in a mirror and combing his hair.
Yep.
What a weirdo! Why do they do that?
Not faithful
Great
to the source
show.
material.
No. Who was the princess? Was just
He was just
Oh,
a
she was
princess.
someone
princess, yeah.
random.
She wasn't from-
She had a good outfit though.
well, Kid Icarus was
Princess
normal.
Random.
Kid Icarus
No,
was
he had
normal.
an annoying voice too. He was like
Oh,
from,
well, Kid Icarus has an annoying voice in the games
but
too.
he sounded like he was from like some weird like New York, Long Island thing or something like that.
But
If
at
I
least-
recall correctly,
At least he looked the part.
he looked the part,
Like,
but he
Mega Man's
sounded like he was on going for pizza or
I'll
something.
take that. I'll take that over Mega Man's voice. It's so and Mega Man, even Mega Man's colors weren't right. He was like
Yeah.
green.
What did he sound like again?
He sounded like I want to
It
say
was
he
so-
sounded like what a human frog would sound like.
That's a pretty good
Which is-
description.
Isn't that the way that
Captain
Toad sounded in
and-
Super Mario?
Mega
No,
Man.
worse than that.
Okay.
It was like a deep version of that.
It was really croaky. I think frog.
Mega Man's saying Mega a lot. Here we
Oh
go.
yeah, right.
Who the hell
Horrible.
decided that voice? Anyway, we all remember those cartoons. Well,
Yes, we do.
there was an estate sale for a former Deke employee, and he had a whole bunch of promo art for other pitches that the company had lined up with Nintendo, but they never came to be. There was a pitch for a California Games cartoon,
Oh, I love that game.
a pitch for a Castlevania cartoon in and of itself.
Hopefully not with that same sign.
No, it was actually worse. You'll have to look at the art. There's a pitch for a Double Dragon cartoon, which did eventually come around, but not from Deke. It was from another company, as far as I remember.
I vaguely remember.
And then the weirdest one, a Metroid cartoon where Samus is a man. Specifically shown as a guy in the artwork. I don't know if that was a mistake in the pitch or they were pitching
That
that,
would
it should be a guy.
so great if it was just a
Metroid's a guy.
mistake. In the
Because like in the artwork, the guy's wearing Samus's suit, but like they just did away with the design for his face and like just made like a glass bubble so that you could see it was a guy. Like I said, those pitches didn't go ahead. I don't know what Samus is, but I don't want it to be whatever I see here. So yeah, I don't know if there's any like test footage or anything like that, or if it just got the promo art and Nintendo swatted it down right away. But there's a little piece of history for you. Mr. Goy says, with Deke, it's hard to know if this was a deliberate move or just a pure ignorance move. I'm leaning towards ignorance. Me too. Wasn't Mega Man green in Captain N because the character designer had a badly calibrated TV? I've never heard that reasoning. Oh my God, is that true? That is so wonderful. I remember as a kid being so mad that he was green. I was like, how do you get one of the fundamental things wrong? But then again,
He's called the Blue Bomber.
I guess Simon Belmont is even worse because he has a whip, but like other than
But
that,
he doesn't have a nay.
he doesn't look anything like Simon at all. At least Mega Man, it's not the right color, but at least he kind of looks
Has
like
the
Mega
right
Man. Yeah.
shape.
Yeah, it's the shape of a Mega Man. That is true. Moving on. Some new NES games are available on the Switch if you have the Switch Online service. You can play Donkey Kong Jr., Clue Land, and Versus Excite Bike. Now, here we go into the comments where someone's going to be angry. First comment is from Giant Reggie, and he says, "Great! Now, where are my GameCube titles so I can play Super Mario Sunshine on a handheld?" Well, that wasn't as angry as I thought. Yeah, that would be nice, but no, instead you get Clue Land. Nintendo has said that upcoming Switch games include titles from series previously seen on handhelds. Now, we don't know if this means games that we already know about or other ones that we haven't heard anything about. Let me give you this is from Nintendo's president, Mr. Furukawa. He says, for Switch, the lineup of software planned for release this year includes titles for series that in the past were developed for our handheld game systems. Since the Switch can be played in handheld mode, these titles will potentially give customers who previously played games on handheld systems a reason to purchase a Switch. Now, like Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming out, so Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was on 3DS. Animal Crossing Switch is coming out. Animal Crossing has been on consoles before, but people tend to like it more on portables. What else we got? Fire Emblem is most known for its portable installments. We have Fire Emblem 3 Houses coming out on Switch. So
I
you could
fight for my friends.
potentially be talking about games that we already know about. Drew says, note, Furukawa does not consider Switch a handheld, but a device that can be played in handheld mode. Yeah, I know. He makes that point very clear every time he speaks. I don't know why he feels like he has to keep saying that, but here's a disturbing story.
Oh boy.
Mortal Kombat is pretty violent, and that's kind of like one of the hallmarks of the series. And Mortal Kombat, thank you. Mortal Kombat 11 is one of the most gruesome entries in the franchise so far. And according to a developer at NetherRealm, who wishes to remain anonymous, they were really damaged by working on this game.
Oh.
They say, I'd have these extremely graphic dreams, very violent. I kind of just stopped wanting to go to sleep, so I'd just keep myself awake for days at a time to avoid sleeping. You'd walk around the office and one guy would be watching hangings on YouTube. Another guy would be looking at pictures of murder victims. Someone else would be watching a video of a cow being slaughtered. The scary part was always the point at which new people on the project got used to it. And I definitely hit that point. This guy says he eventually ended up going to a therapist, and the therapist diagnosed him with PTSD. And he found out afterwards that other employees at the studio were having the exact same issues. I don't think there's anything wrong with looking at like B-level horror movies for like influence on like how the gore should be in all like Mortal Kombat games. But like looking up like real deaths and murders and stuff, that's terrible.
Well, B-level horror movies, you get some pretty crummy effects, though.
Yeah, but I think like
it's not realistic.
Neither is Mortal Kombat. Is my
Yeah,
point. Like that,
okay.
it's very over the top and silly. Like
Yeah, and how many people are gonna watch the game stuff and be like, "Oh, that's inaccurate."
Yeah,
like
in the new Mortal
crime
Kombat,
scene investigators, maybe.
one of the finishers is literally taking someone's face and
That's a
ripping
good
off just the front of it.
Like, I think the point for me, I'm not a big gore or violent person. Like, it's just not really my thing. It makes me uncomfortable.
Anything else make you uncomfortable?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that are making me uncomfortable right now.
For those just listening, the camera is directly in Mom Brain's face.
But I think that I can appreciate like the ridiculousness. I don't want to say humor, but ridiculousness of like
I'd say there's humor
Mortal
to it.
Kombat. But I don't like.
It's a very that's what they call gallows humor. It's
Yeah.
very dark.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's not my thing. But
Jen.
I get the like over the top.
Yes.
But
part
it
of
doesn't
it.
need to be super
But
realistic.
yeah,
Yeah.
in fact, the more realistic it is, the less I find it palatable.
Yeah, I like the Mortal Kombat violence because it is so crazy. And I think I've told this story in the podcast before when I was like a kid and saw the first Mortal Kombat in the arcades. I was afraid to play it because it scared me.
Did you get
Aw.
PTSD?
I've never been officially diagnosed, but it used to really scare me.
You know what else scared Rummy Cowboy when he was a kid?
Oh boy, I've opened up a can of worms here.
A particular Halloween costume
What Halloween
that you
costume
had?
are you frightened of?
that you got upset about?
I wasn't scared of it. I was upset by it.
Well, go on. What is it now? You gotta share the story.
So, like, when I was a kid and
What grade was this?
it was middle school,
Okay.
Which makes it even better.
I'm gonna say
Oh, that's when we hung out all the time.
sixth grade. Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking. For a while, I was like, I want to be like a doctor, but I want to be like a gory doctor that's got like blood on his shirt or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then usually I was like, I don't know. Obviously, I was Mario.
Like 10,000.
I was the Flash.
Were you in like a full like
Oh, yeah.
like spandex outfit?
No, it wasn't spandex. No,
It
like,
was probably, remember when
felt.
we all used to have to wear like sweatpants and something like taped to your shirt because it was
Yes.
always freezing cold.
Yeah.
But
That is
also you
true.
were like,
Uh,
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. So it was like wearing a Wonder Woman shirt
On her
my
day
mother
off.
on top of your sweat.
My mother handmade all of my costumes, and it used to make her so upset that they were beautiful, and I
And
had
you
to
had
wear
to
like
put a
sweats.
sweatshirt.
Yeah.
That's why we always wore the sweats under the costume.
I
So bulky.
So I've been thinking about this for weeks.
So gory doctor.
Gory Doctor, and Dr. Giggles, if you will. And I
Dr.
had the
Mario.
costume made, and I put it on. Like, I didn't put it on until
Look
the
in the
day
mirror and
of
got
Halloween.
scared.
And I looked in the... No, I wasn't scared. I would tell you if I was scared. I looked in the mirror, and I was upset by it. I was like, I don't feel right in this costume. Like, it made me feel bad. And like, it was 5 minutes before we were going to a party, and I ran out. I was like, Mom, I don't want to wear this. I don't feel good. It's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't like it. I don't like the way the costume makes me feel. So she's like, well, what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, I think we have some colored hairspray underneath the bathroom sink.
I love how your mom's like, okay, how can we fix this?
So
for
I
you?
I took that, and like, she like sprayed my hair and gelled it up. And like, I had like a jean jacket with like an arm.
Ooh, a punk
like
rocker?
that, and like a fake earring. I was like a punk rocker.
And then, wait, I need to know if you had been telling like Lube and John the Savage like for weeks before. My God,
You get this point of the story wrong every time. Lube, John the Savage, and I like very rarely hung out
Nikki Hill.
outside of school. No, Nikki Hill either. We just didn't.
So
You
were
did?
you telling
No.
all your friends?
Like, we went to the
before-
mall every once in a while,
We
but
went
like,
to the movies all the time in 7th and 8th grade, though.
But, like-
you, me, Lynn.
yeah, but like
them.
hanging out.
Is
We
that
like
not hanging out?
No. I mean, like, come over to my house. Let's play games and hang out.
Oh
So,
yeah, no, that
like,
didn't happen. That's
But
hardly
here's what
ever.
I want to know. Leading up, were you all talking like, "Oh, what are you gonna be for Halloween? What are you doing?" And you were like, "I'm gonna be a
No.
bloody doctor," and then
No.
you show up
no,
as a
you don't
punk
go.
rocker.
That's only
No.
that conversation only happens when you're in like a TV show middle school.
No, we talked.
About,
Yeah, we used to talk about.
We
it.
didn't. No, we
Yeah,
never.
Did you go
I-
to TV school, like TV middle
So
school?
my school, you walked home at lunchtime and changed into your costume, and then came back for all the
What?
festivities.
Oh
yeah,
no, we didn't have festivities.
It was a
did we?
big deal.
I don't remember
We
festivities.
had
deal.
some-
And then
We had a parade.
yeah.
yeah.
Amy Morgenstern always had the best costumes. One year she was an old lady.
Oh, I remember that. She was Peg Bundy. I
It was-
remember that.
I remember that one too. But
My dad was so upset.
I'll bet my dad
He's like,
probably would.
that is not an appropriate costume for a child to be. That
Yeah.
show was not appropriate for children to watch.
In 6th grade, my friend Eric Bradley, who was also, I think, technically my first boyfriend because we dated for
Are
a
you
day.
jealous?
He
Gonna
was
kill him.
he was Dolly Parton, and it was really great.
Wow.
It was really great.
All right.
All right, moving on.
Moving on because we're late. I'm not going to read that because that's mean. Well, they're all mean, unfortunately.
Oh well, is it because we went off on a tangent?
No, it's
Oh, it's mean about video
the
games.
previous, it's not the live comments, it's the comments on the post. So it's
Ah,
people
okay.
arguing about things that I'm not getting into. What are we doing here? Very quickly, Platinum Games said no, Astral Chain and Scalebound are not connected. So Scalebound was a project
Talk
from
about my
Platinum.
astral chain.
And Platinum and Microsoft, but that project fell apart, and then there's been rumors of it getting revived for the Switch, and then other people are like, no, they're not reviving it, they're revamping it and turning it into Astral Chain for the Switch, and Platinum has said no, that's not the case. They say, I can't go into detail about how the different gameplay systems of Astral Chain and Scalebound work, but they're both very different. Any feeling of similarity between the two projects is not true. It's all in your imagination. And then the president of the company laughed. So no,
Evil laugh or
Yeah.
normal laugh?
just says laugh. So interpret as you wish. Also, he talks about the wonderful relation. Talks about the wonderful relationship that Nintendo and Platinum have, because over the past few years they've really been working well together. But their president wants you to know that they've had a relationship with Nintendo for 20 years now. They've been talking for a long time. It just eventually blossomed into something where they work really well together now, and they work closely on a whole bunch of projects. Platinum has done the wonderful 101, and they've brought over Bayonetta 1 and 2, or they made Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U, and Bayonetta 3 is coming out on the Switch, and there's the Astral Chain, and plenty of stuff that I'm forgetting. But yeah, it's a lovely collaboration between the two. I think Platinum is a very good fit for Nintendo because I think they do some things, they fill in some voids or gaps in Nintendo's own lineup for games that Nintendo would never make. T-Dude73 says Platinum Games drops the mic like a boss. Yeah, they really want you to know that those games are not related, and you're stupid for thinking that. Nintendo detailed their E3 2019 lineup or their plans. I can't believe E3 is coming up. I want to crawl in a hole.
Okay.
They're doing the Splatoon 2 World Championship on June 8th. They're doing the Smash Brothers Ultimate World Championships on June 8th. Your Nintendo Direct, the thing that everybody watches E3 for, will be on June 11th at 9 a.m. California time, 9 a.m.
California time 9.
And also, as they've been doing for the last few years, they will follow that up with 3 days of Treehouse Live presentations. So live for 8 hours a day, pretty much all 3 days of E3. I will be covering it all, as usual. Thank you to those of you who were nice enough, unprompted, to send over your condolences to me for having to cover E3. Haleman says, well, nothing too special here, but it will be fun for sure. Yeah, it's Nintendo's standard E3 for the last few years. Obviously, they don't tell you what they're doing specifically, but we do know that this presentation is going to be focused on software only. So if you're hoping Nintendo is going to announce that revamp of the Switch, be it a Switch Lite or whatever, that's not coming during their Direct at E3. So I'm not saying it's not ever happening, but don't expect it during their Direct. All right, North America. What do we get this week? We got... What the hell is this? Arcade Archives Terraforce. We also got Ascendance, Blazing Beaks, Car Trader.
What the blazing beast?
Dragon Pinball, Dragon Snakes, Evil Defenders, For the King, Frayne, Dragon's Odyssey. I don't know what that means. Gakukin Club got a demo. Lost Artifacts Soulstone, Lovecraft's Untold Stories, Maki Knight's Blood Bogos. Again, no idea what that means. Hello, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Masquerada, Songs and Shadows. Monster Puzzle got a full game release and a demo. My Big Sister. It's a scary game as far as I know. Over the Top Tower Defense. Out There Omega The Alliance got a demo. Red Out is coming May 14th, finally. Reverse Crawl, Rock of Ages 2, Bigger and Bolder. Sniper Elite version 2 remastered, Undead Horde, World End Syndrome, and Undead Horde. Is that what you're thinking? Mm-hmm. Plus,
That was a Halloween costume.
Saints Undead Horde. Saints Row the Third, the full package, is also available on Switch. So there's some notable things in there. Let's see what you guys say. Steel Diver says, I'll be picking up Saints Row and Snoopy Elite version 2. I don't know why you wrote that. Surprised Red Out was never canceled. It was originally a launch window title. Yeah, I know, and it's actually coming out now, which is even crazier. After all that time, it wasn't vaporware. It was real. What did Europe get? Saints Row the Third, the full package. Shakedown Hawaii. Tales from Space, Mutant Blobs Attack. Over the Top Tower Defense. Car Mechanic Manager. European Conqueror X. Puyo Puyo Champions. Meow Motors.
That sounds real nice.
Oh, I know, right? Meow Motors. You will take the track and play as one of a dozen colorful cats, memorable for their different characteristics and unique personalities. Go ahead. I know it's coming. Just do it.
Sure.
Meow.
Light Seekers Fast Start Bundle. That's a card game. Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. I thought that released in Europe already. For the King, Ninja Gaiden, the Arcade Archives version. So the arcade version of Ninja Gaiden. Hello, Calway. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Dark Side. Ascendance, Dragon Snakes, Frayne, Dragon's Odyssey, Lost Artifact Soulstone, Maki Knight's Blood Bogos.
What?
I don't know what that
Blood
means.
Bogos?
Yeah, Bagos. Blood Bagos.
Blood bagos.
What are you Blood Bagos up to?
We need 10 blood bagos stat.
Oh, is that the medical term?
Give me a Blood Bago.
Yep.
Masquerada, Songs and Shadows, Monster Puzzle, Blazing Beaks, Dragon Pinball, Lovecraft's Untold Stories.
Blazing Beaks sounds like something that like Scrooge McDuck would say or something.
Lock McDuty, My Big Sister.
Bless me
That's a
bagpipes.
soundboard we need. Bless me bagpipes. Reverse Card Trader, Gakuen Club got a demo, Monster Puzzle got a demo, DLC, and a whole bunch of stuff. Sorry, my brain.
So sad.
No Hello Kitty.
No Hello Kitty.
Doesn't sound like it.
No Hello Kitty. It's been months now. I don't think Hello Kitty's coming back.
Maybe she died.
Hello Kitty's not a she. Thank you.
Goodbye,
Oh,
Kitty.
Hello
sorry.
Kitty's an it.
Hello Kitty is a they.
Shillelagh
That's
says.
true. I didn't ask Hello Kitty's brother.
Shillelagh says there's nothing really good this week. I was going to suggest Shakedown Hawaii, but from the reviews I read, it's not good either, unfortunately. And after all,
It's not fun.
after all the late
That's my favorite one.
it's disappointing. The inflection is so weird.
Yeah.
It's disappointing too because Retro City Rampage before it was an excellent game. Yes, people seem to be a bit let down with that one. Dennis Dyack, who worked on Eternal Darkness for the GameCube, has just shared an interesting story about the game. Eternal Darkness was a wonderful game, but it's most well known for its sanity effects, which broke the fourth wall and tried to screw with the player. One of the ways it broke the fourth wall was by trying to convince you that the game was randomly deleting stuff off your memory card.
Yeah, and I remember playing through that game, and I'm pretty sure I knew about that happening like beforehand, but
And it still got
I still fell for it somehow.
Well, Mr. Dyack says that while the sanity effects were approved, Mr. Miyamoto was unsure that one should be included. He said his personal, or Mr. Dyack said his personal favorite was that one. And when he showed it to Miyamoto sat down with us and said, Dennis, what if someone looks at that and gets really angry and throws their GameCube against the wall because they think it's bugged out? Is that our fault? So he didn't say how he convinced Miyamoto to keep it in the game, but yes, it's definitely one of the most memorable ones.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember the one where you'd be walking and your character would slowly sink into the ground.
Or the one where isn't there one where like you pick up an item and it turns out to be like your own severed head or something?
There's also one, I'm pretty sure there's one that acts like it's muting your TV, like you see the volume thing pop up. King Broly says, well, Mr. Miyamoto, it's the fault of whoever decided to put a handle on the system to it could be
thrown.
So it could be thrown and easily picked up. Well, I mean, that's true, yes.
You'll notice that the next system.
Handles are for throwing, yes. We did that.
You have a handle?
Tetris 99 got some DLC, paid DLC, that is.
Boo.
The Big Block DLC
Big
is
green
available. Big Block DLC, what does it include? It includes some offline content. You can do a CPU battle of up to or against 98 other CPU players. You can also do classic Tetris marathon mode in offline. So if you want to get those modes, you have to pay. And then it's $10. But obviously, you don't have to get them if you don't want. And then also they announced the third Maximus Cup, which starts on May 17th. But this one's extra special. This free event awards various points for each match played during the event period, even if you don't come in first place. Runs the 17th to the 19th. Blah, 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 blah. Any participants who earn 100 event points during the 3-day period will unlock an in-game theme inspired by the original Game Boy. So puke green, and they show a picture of it. So a little bit of nostalgia out there for some old Nintendo fans like us.
We are
Some ancient, close to death Nintendo fans. Jingle Boy says,
Is that where we are?
I didn't know that.
Jingle Boy says, I don't really
run.
get this. You're paying for DLC for an exclusive game that was free because you pay for a subscription fee to use on Nintendo Online. Wasn't the whole idea of Tetris 99 to add value to the Nintendo Online service? To me, asking for an additional fee is a bit disappointing unless it means that those without Nintendo Online can play the offline mode, but I don't think that's the case. I mean,
you can still play the other one.
Yeah, don't buy
free.
it.
Yeah.
I understand that people want the content and don't want to pay, and they thought paying for Switch Online gets them access to Tetris 99, and therefore they think everything that comes out for Tetris 99 afterwards should also be free, but that's a debate for another day. Pokemon Company and DNA, the mobile company DNA, have announced a collaboration project. They're working on a brand new Pokemon game that will be out by March 2020. We don't know what it is, but DNA has partnered with Nintendo on multiple mobile games. They're a very big, well-known mobile developer. Now they're working on a Pokemon game. Excuse me. Giancarlo Tomas Senoni says, I wonder what kind of game this Pokemon and DNA will be. I don't know. I gave you all the details we got. They announced that it's coming and nothing else. This, man, every once in a while I'll come across a story where I'm like, this has the potential to do really well, but I have to have the right picture and I have to have the right title. And it worked this time because the tweet is going nuts. When Detective Pikachu's creative team asked Pokemon Company just what Mr. Mime is, Pokemon Company responded by saying, "We don't know." So they will. There's been a lot of talk about Mr. Mime in the Pokemon movie or in Detective Pikachu because Mr. Mime is weird. And the people who worked on the movie weren't sure Pokemon Company were going to let them use Mr. Mime because Mr. Mime's weird, and also because the Pokemon are being transformed into semi-realistic things, which will make it even weirder. But they got him in the movie. Eric Nordby, the visual effects supervisor, and Ravi Bansal, the art director, talked about getting Mr. Mime in the movie. Mr. Bansal says, when Rob Letterman, the film's director, suggested using Mr. Mime, we asked Pokemon Company, what is he? They went, we don't know. They were actually trying to dissuade us from using him because they weren't sure what he was or whether he'd work well on screen. That was a bit of a strange one. So they had to basically come up with some ideas on their own. And I think they did a good job. Like, they made his arms, like the circles on his arms, dodgeballs. They made him like dodgeball, like texture, which I think looks pretty cool. He's still weird, don't get me wrong, weirder than ever, but it worked out.
When you say dodgeballs, do you mean like volleyballs?
No, like the ones that I don't.
The red
ones.
If I
the ones
man,
that
if I
sound
could
like
make,
this.
yeah, I was gonna say, if I could
When
make
they
a sound
hit-
effect with my noise, or
Did
with
I
my noise
show
with
you
my mouth, it'd be
the
that
picture of? I'll have to look for it. Dorothy and I had a conversation about it the other day because I found a picture that said something about like, I don't know what these balls are called, but I know exactly how they smell, what they sound like, and how it feels when they hit you in the face.
Sean Snocta says he's sleeping with Ash's mom. If the Pokemon anime has taught me anything, it's that.
Wait,
The more troubling point,
didn't we make a joke about that?
yeah, is that Mr. Mime has a ratio of 50% male and 50% female, but is always referenced as Mr. Mime. Hashtag justice for Miss Mime. Yeah.
Look at the spelling of how with the sound.
Petonk?
Yeah, right.
I disagree with that spelling.
You hear the two like steps of it.
I would
like
say
the, I can hear it.
Oh, against the wall. I was thinking of it hitting my face.
Yeah, well, then usually it's just a deafening.
You don't. Yeah, you don't hear that. You feel the heat of it, and then you think, yeah,
Is my nose broken?
and then you think my mom's gonna be so mad because my glasses are broken. And you know who always did it? It was always Manny Captain. He pegged you right in the freaking face.
Wasn't he older than we were?
Yeah,
So how do we
by
play
a year.
dodgeball with him?
Well, when you go to school with 90 kids, K to 6, you got to combine classes
90,
for
wow.
gym.
90. Wow, and I thought we were bad at 120. And like
K6.
I guess if it was K to 6, yeah. All right, we had more than that. We had like 150,
Yeah.
maybe.
Moving
We
on.
were at a big school.
A couple of grades behind me, there were 4 kids in the grade. Mhm.
Detective Pikachu pulled in $5.7 million for Thursday night, and it's set to hit roughly $55 million for its opening weekend. We're actually seeing a trend higher now. It seems like it's going to be a little bit over $60 million for the opening weekend. This puts it above the Thursday night showings for other movies like How to Train Your Dragon 3, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and the Lego Batman movie. On Friday, domestically, Detective Pikachu made $20 million, beating out Avengers Endgame, which pulled in another $18 million on Friday, but it didn't beat it in the worldwide gross. So it seems like it's going to be a really good opening weekend for the movie. Oh my God, this is a huge comment. Fish says, this is awesome. I really hope everyone goes to see it opening weekend. I don't think it'll be groundbreaking, but if it does well, it could help kickstart a line of good video game films. This could be gaming's Iron Man. Just think, there were plenty of garbage comic book movies before the MCU really started to do things really well. Maybe not like amazing masterpieces or thought-provoking or anything, but good instead of bad is a huge step. I'm stretching my leg in the right direction. But if people didn't support it in the beginning, it wouldn't have continued. Help buck the trend of
Highly
bad
unlikely.
gaming movies. Help games be more recognized. See Detective Pikachu this weekend, and don't see Sonic. Stop talking about Sonic getting his redesign. It's still going to be a bad movie with bad acting, bad writing, and no care for the source material. Detective Pikachu is a gaming movie done relatively accurately to the source material. It takes place in a universe, has plenty of references to other places, creatures, etc. Yes, we hear Detective Pikachu is quite good. So, hello, Timothy Honeycutt. I am noticing your comments. They are relevant. I see you.
Relevant?
Relevant.
Relevant.
It sounded like you said
Relevant. Here's something really
I played
interesting.
Elephant at school yesterday, actually.
The NES had a lot of games from Konami.
Yep.
Konami was a big company back then.
A big.
They're still around
company.
now, but obviously Konami has the Castlevania franchise, and there were 3 installments of Castlevania on the NES. But there could have been more, according to a former Konami developer who worked alongside Hitoshi Akumatsu, the creator of Castlevania. Why weren't there more? Because of those damn Ninja Turtles.
Damn them.
Konami got the license for Ninja Turtles games, and they made the first Ninja Turtles game.
Is it just a coincidence that you're wearing your Turtles shirt?
It is, yes. And the overseas sales for the Turtles games were Konami's highest seller. So Konami was like, well, that's it. All of our money's going into more Turtles games. So everybody else had to fight for scraps when it came to funding their projects, which is why we only got 3 Castlevania games. Those Turtle games just sold so much for a long time, too, that Konami didn't really want to work on other things. Hawk says, Castlevania 3 is my favorite NES game, so I'm glad we were able to get that. And at 3 games, I kind of think we got the right amount. A lot of the best NES franchises got 3 iterations, and 4 might have been pushing it. Or, if you're Mega Man, 6 installments. Sega has come out. This is Sonic Team boss Takashi Iizuka clearing the air about the Sonic movie. He says, flat out, this is a quote about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. He says, it's not a Sega movie. We're not making it or anything. And I'm only an advisor, really. But I do get shown things.
But
and
not a real advisor, because I don't want to be part of it.
And the movie team asked for my opinion. I'm also listening to what the fans are saying, and I'll feed that back to the director. He and the producers are very interested in receiving that feedback. At the end of the day, it's up to the team at Paramount to make something successful. But we're all looking forward to seeing the finished movie. So basically, he's saying, don't blame us, blame Paramount. We don't have anything to do with the movie, really. Hammer Galade Bro says, wasn't it very clear? Yes, it was certainly clear, but it's always nice to have the official statement there, so we can't blame them. Our last top story.
You know, they'd be fine without the raisin.
It might be chocolate.
A whole bunch of children went to a movie theater to see Detective Pikachu, and they sat down in the theater, and instead the theater showed them La Llorona, or The Curse of La Llorona, instead of Detective Pikachu.
Llorona.
Oh my goodness.
It's 2 L's. Wouldn't that be ya?
I don't think so.
What is it?
This word starts with 2 L's, so wouldn't that be
La
A?
Llorona. Every time I've heard it spoken
La
about.
Llorona. Well, it's 2 L's. That's a Y noise.
Only if it's in Spanish.
The Curse of La
I
Llorona.
think-
So it'd be
isn't it-
La Llorona.
Isn't it Italian?
Somebody help me out in the chat.
No, I thought it was like an Italian thing.
I don't know. Whatever. It's a scary movie.
Anyway.
Yes, they were showing
It's
that
a-
movie. And
It's a Conjuring spinoff, right?
Is it?
is it? I didn't know that. I really don't. I've
I
seen
thought I
a
heard
couple
that
trailers,
somewhere.
but I didn't know anything else about it.
You're a cunt.
So yeah, people went
You don't know what that
in
means.
to see Detective Pikachu with their kids, and instead they were shown that movie. Roth is saying it's the Y sound. I trust
All right.
Roth.
Everyone else is saying
Here's
something
the-
else, but I'm trusting the person who supports my viewpoint.
Well, Roth is our resident Spanish
Linguist.
expert.
Spanish and/or Italian.
And also, I will not be taking any follow-up questions.
Moving on. What
So
happened to the
people,
children?
they obviously cried and were horrified and taken out of the theater. But here's the best part. Some parents were at least wise to maybe this not being the correct movie being shown, because the trailers before the movie were Annabelle Comes Home and Child's Play. So some parents, as soon as the first trailer
Isn't that
came out, were
great?
like, "This can't be right," and they left. And other parents were like, "Let's sit through the previews to see what's happened." So those kids saw
Well, this
two
one's about
full,
a doll,
scary,
and this
like
one's about a doll.
gory
It must be
movies,
for kids.
and
They're both movies about dolls.
then I got to see this scary movie. So yeah, it took the theater like a good 5 or 10 minutes to realize they were showing the wrong movie. So those kids are gonna need
Those
therapy.
parents didn't immediately walk out and be like, "This is the wrong movie," and they didn't just turn it off.
I wasn't there. I don't know.
Why don't you know these things? Where's your hard-hitting reporting?
Caspulex says first rule of Fight Club. Good movie though. I'd see it again. I don't know anything about that movie. I've seen a couple trailers and that's it really. I hear not good things. All right, that's your top stories. We're done.
Hooray!
Okay, see you later.
Well,
Bye, everyone.
Rachel, what have you been playing?
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, do you want me to not show you?
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm just hiding behind Daniel. I'm sorry. I do this all the time for everything. I did it to Burlesque too, and like I got talking to from my friend.
I got a stern talking to
I
you.
did
So
actually.
you're playing Stardew Valley.
I've been playing Stardew Valley, and I told you my chickens are all named something inappropriate, which I was told I'm not allowed to say on the camera. And and that's it. That's all I've been doing because I'm the worst. But I bought some games recently. I just haven't played them.
Well,
Did you
yeah,
get
it all
a
accounts if
GameStop?
you play them.
I did.
Oh my god. Kirby, what have you been playing?
I've been playing God of War because I
forgot you borrowed that.
yeah, I borrowed it from you,
I twisted in.
and I am enjoying it.
Where you at?
Oh boy. Well.
Oh boy.
You
might. I'm sure you could be past me.
I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't.
Okay, don't
read
say
it,
anything.
But well, let me just give a spoiler warning here. So I just got to the part where you get the chain blades.
You get the classic God of War weapon.
Yeah, I forget what they're actually called, the Chaos Blades or whatever.
We have a question for you.
Yes.
Who are you romancing in Stardew Valley?
In my personal game or in my co-op game?
They're both.
Well, I'm married in my personal game to who's my husband?
Oh my
Elliot,
goodness,
I think?
how scandalous.
Elliot, yeah. The poet. He's very romantic and
lame is the word.
lame. He's kind of a lame husband, I will tell you that. All he's interested in is having children, and I keep telling him no.
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 And in my other game, my co-op game, my friend's kid wants to marry me.
Oh.
And I'm not sure if his mother will approve. No, she will. I know she will. She's probably gonna insist upon it.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. I'll be married to a 14-year-old before you know it.
Is he gonna want kids too?
I hope not.
I mean, you've got some time before.
He's constantly I don't know. He's like the most sweet and innocent poor child in the world. We are constantly trying to get him to curse and say bad words. So far, he says "what the crap," and that's about all we can get.
language.
Sorry. You can bleep that later. But yeah, we're trying to get him to say worse things, which is why it's funny that we named all of our chickens with inappropriate names. But yeah, that's our good times. And yeah, so we're trying to convince him to be more edgy.
A better husband is what you're saying.
A better husband.
An edgier husband.
I need an edgy husband.
I do need an edgy husband.
Anyway, Kirby, getting back to you.
Oh, right. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I know you said you weren't too keen on it.
Yeah.
But I like it so far.
Well, I'm glad.
I keep wanting to call him Atreyu, but it's
Boy. His name's Boy.
His name is Boy. Kratos' son Atreus. I actually like him because he tends to react to Kratos the same way that I do. He's like, "You're such an asshole."
Yeah, Kratos. Yes. Hi, John.
I've said this a couple of times before. I played through the first 3 God of War games. I enjoyed them all, but I've always found Kratos to be like one of the most unlikable, like unsympathetic game protagonists ever.
I will certainly agree with that.
And I like how this game is kind of like a reaction to that almost.
Yeah, it definitely humanizes him a bit.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, I identify with Atreus in the way he reacts to Kratos.
I identify with boy.
Just like, you know, I can just picture him like rolling his eyes all the time and just
Much
being
like
like, God, you don't care about anything.
Momon says, I love the part in the boat where Kratos laughs and Atreus is like, what the F? Because Kratos doesn't really laugh.
I don't think I've gotten to that
He's
part
just
yet.
angry all the time.
Yeah, he's always angry and he's always yelling. Well, actually, in this game, he doesn't yell as much.
He yells, but he yells, boy. Boy!
He's like, boy, tell me what this says.
I can't read. He's the god of war, not the god of reading, people. Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Mom Brain, what'd you play?
I did not play anything,
Oh, okay, thank you.
but
Yes.
you could talk about the Switch experience we had last weekend.
That's not something we played.
Rami, what'd you play?
I was really busy this week. I don't know that I played anything that I wasn't doing videos for. I'll take a look at my... Oh, I played that demo that I already talked about.
The worst demo ever.
The worst demo ever. Can't wait to buy that game. What? No. What's today? The 11th. Let's see. No, I didn't play anything this week.
What?
Except Extermination Force, because I was doing a video review for that, so I was playing to capture footage. And that's it. I haven't played anything. I know. Wonder Boy Returns Remix. That's the name of the game.
Every time I hear Wonder Boy, it makes me think about
Oh, sorry.
Tenacious D.
D.
I have Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat. I said I was going to buy it, and I bought it. I just haven't played it yet. So yeah, it was really lame week for me, which is
Yeah, you and Mom Brain.
I know.
A couple of lamos.
Seriously. Some of us were playing with our 14-year-old friends.
Yeah, hopefully I can change that. There's plenty of stuff I want to play. It was really busy. All right, let's do a question. Send your questions. GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo or video games or anything you want. Autumnal Blake says, what happened to End of Day Thoughts? They were a nice feature to have on the site, but I didn't see too much of them as I started reading as they ended. Well, I stopped doing... Hello, El Javelina. Thanks for joining us. I stopped doing End of Day Thoughts because I started doing videos where I expressed my thoughts that way. So I figured that would take place. So. I have been thinking about bringing them back, but I'm just so busy with the site as it is that when I am ready for bed, I don't want to write another article. Plus, I mean, come on, I'm writing beard blogs all the time now. I don't have time for anything.
Mr. Beard
almost brought you Weird Beards, the gummies. Have
Uh-huh.
you seen these?
No,
Now I'm really mad that they were sold out.
I don't want to eat gummy beards.
Gummy beard.
There's a beard hair in each one. Just
Wow.
one, like.
They were my favorite thing. I found them at the 7-Eleven near my house, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to buy this the next time I'm going." And then when I went yesterday before driving here, I was like, or before driving my parents, I went to the 7-Eleven and they were out
For car snacks. There's nothing better than car snacks.
No, yeah, I didn't
Combos.
actually eat car snacks,
I love
but I wanted to bring them explicitly for RMC to have the Weird Beards.
I don't want it.
They're trolly. They're sour. They're gummies.
They're
like
taking
everything
all
you
the
want, and
boxes.
they're beards.
Oh, do they have any hair in them?
As far as I know, I don't know.
This morning, as I was saying goodbye to Ramit, who was in bed, I pulled something out of his beard, and he said, "What was that in my
Was it
beard?"
gummy
And
bear?
I said, "I don't know."
I hope it was gummy.
And I think it was like a flake of bread.
Could have been.
That's
Sounds like.
In other words, a breadcrumb.
Sounds like my
A
alley.
flake of
A
bread.
flake
bread
of
flake.
bread. A bread flake.
If you want to read my end of day thoughts about beards, you can go over to the Beard Club blog because my latest blog is 5 beard myths debunked.
Is there a myth about trimming it so it grows faster?
Yes.
Is there a myth about how dirty beards are?
Yeah.
Yes.
How they have like trace amounts of fecal matter in them or something.
So it's about
You got a shovel beard.
the one mom brain said. It's also about patchy beards are never going to fill in. Beards will make you feel hotter in the summer, which is not true.
They wick away the moisture.
Yes.
They insulate your face
Facial hair
from
genes come
the
from
heat.
your mother's side, which is not true.
Well, that's the same for baldness. It's
Beards
not
are
true.
messy and dirty.
They
Well,
are.
That's true.
Do you know how many beard hairs get vacuumed up around here?
Well,
Otherwise,
not that
wouldn't-
kind of messy.
Clearly, you guys need to read my blog. I've done research. All right, we'll do one more question just because.
Research.
Yeah, we can do one more question. Okay.
Not so bad.
I'm bad at it too. That's why
Armored
I know-
Frog
that's why it's
says,
next to
"Can
my
anyone
brain.
answer my 4-year-old's question?
What's the 4-year-old question? This sounds like something that's.
Would the sun melt a ghost?"
Yes.
Wow.
That is an interesting question.
Yes, it would.
Well, what
No,
are
it
ghosts
wouldn't.
made out of? And is
Not
that material
meltable things.
Meltable. So does that mean ghosts could live on
What
the
have we
sun?
seen ghosts made out of? First off, cloths.
Sheets.
We've seen cloths. That doesn't
That
melt in
doesn't-
the sun.
It doesn't technically melt, it burns.
He said melt.
But then once it burns, you go
No,
from
No.
No, but
The
everything
answer is
has,
no.
No, everything has a temperature at which it will go from solid to liquid.
Even things that.
It said
But
in
is a
the
ghost
sun.
a solid ever?
Yeah,
Is
ghosts
it-
aren't
oh.
solid.
But you said they're made of cloth.
I said
They are.
that was one example.
That's a
So
ghost myth.
some
That's
That's
good.
a-
Do some research, Rami.
You guys need to read my ghost blog. Ghosts are intangible.
They're all a bunch of sheeple.
Ghost myths debunked. No, the answer is no, people. Have you ever seen a melted ghost? No.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
What,
Yes.
But what if it was the ghost of someone who died by melting?
What was the ghost of an ice cream cone?
I have lots
not
of
the
things in my
cone,
closet.
the actual ice cream.
Ice cream ghost.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
create
the
those
ghost
regularly.
of Briars.
that bugs me when someone calls ice cream an ice cream cone.
Like-
when it's not a
Well, I always say ice cream cone
People
because
do
she
that?
loves eating ice cream only in cones.
Oh yes, I prefer it in a
Oh,
cone.
Oh yes.
Hard ice cream belongs in a well, really, let's be honest. Hard ice cream belongs in a pint that you eat it out of.
Well,
but if I have to
I
have
had
it,
that for lunch yesterday. Literally a pint of ice cream.
That
I
makes
was
Oh,
like,
Drew
in
says
without
they
space.
would freeze because
why?
as long as you froze them first, they would freeze.
What?
Can't argue. Or they would melt, sorry. As long as
Well-
you froze them first, they would melt.
No, well,
Yes.
you can't. You can
Directly,
only
yeah.
freeze it if they're made of liquid in the first
And
place.
that raises the question: can you freeze a ghost?
Exactly.
We'll discuss this
Tell
topic
me on
next
your
week.
blog. I gotta know.
The Boo blog.
People would be like logging in there like booblog.com for the wrong kind of.
Boo blog.
Oh, I
Boob log. Wow. That would make people so disappointed if it was about ghosts and they're going because they think it's about boobs. That's amazing. The boob log. No, this is the boob log. All right, let's do some
Oh, I
music.
saw my prom. If I take my glasses off, I can't see what's under.
Oh, there you go.
Just
Okay,
give me
let's
that.
do it.
Oh God, now I'm crying.
You had 100. You had an hour and 27 worth of minutes.
I forgot something.
That's a long worth of minutes.
That's fine. We'll just continue to talk.
What are you going to continue to talk about?
Told you.
I heard it a little bit.
Well, you
It's
heard
very
it.
Quiet.
It's taking some time to connect.
Oh,
So in the meantime, I'll just do this.
just do what?
She's going to play it through her computer, and then we're all going to.
No, that's not allowed.
Let me see.
I'm not going to know any of
You know,
this.
I just want to say, ever since you got like the
Do you want to use the other speaker?
Bluetooth thing, get rid of the speaker. Where's your dingly?
Thanks, Kirby.
That's what you're always asking.
Is that
Where's your
where's that
Dingly do.
Can't.
Your personal
there
life
you go.
shouldn't be on the blog.
Okay, so I mean, you heard that, right? You heard.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I got
Is
music.
that what Nikki Hill sounds like?
Well done.
Totally.
Okay, so this one's from Glitter Bubble 3.
It's very whimsical.
It does.
Ain't it?
Is this 64?
No.
Sounds too good.
GameCube?
No.
Listen to that tambourine action there. Something tropical.
It could be first party.
I feel like for some reason it is, but it doesn't look like.
I'm sorry, did you say what system?
No.
Are you asking?
Are you
Yeah, I guess
asking?
we should keep asking.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't know it.
It's on the Wii.
Okay.
Hey, no, I don't know what it is. Go ahead.
Fortune Street.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
God
duh.
damn it. Weren't you guessing that for a while? Or was Lube guessing that?
I think that was me. Yeah, every time it was, if we were able to figure out that it was a Mario game, I would like guess Fortune Street.
Yeah, damn
So
it.
that was from Glitter Bubble 3, and it was Fortune Street for the Wii. Here comes Andy the Zombie's music for the week.
Oh, I recognize this. I think I do. Yeah, I recognize this. What system?
64.
Okay, well, that leaves us Kirby?
No.
Or Bomberman?
No.
Oh, dear Lord.
So it doesn't exist.
All right, it's got to be first party then, because
It
it
is.
sounds good. Okay, so it's not Zelda, it's not Mario, it's not Kirby, it's not. So it's Pokemon something.
Yep.
Snap.
Yep.
Hey!
Pokemon Snap from Andy the Zombie.
It doesn't sound like Stadium.
This one is from our pal, Sensei Pong.
It was either good Super Nintendo or bad N64.
It's good Super Nintendo.
It's not a Castlevania.
No, and I will tell you that the box art appears to have a little sign on it that says 100% pure action and excitement.
It's licensed, I guess.
I don't think so.
No, what?
How can you have 100% action and excitement and not be licensed?
Is it?
It looks great.
I don't know.
Is it a Capcom game?
No,
Okay.
I was gonna say Square.
Enix.
Yeah. I saw Dragon Quest.
No.
Oh no.
It looks like my kind of game.
What else did Enix do?
Was it a ActRaiser 2?
Oh, good job.
ActRaiser 2 it was.
Where can people send their music?
gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Where?
gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. This one comes from the Namekian Clown.
Okay, well, it's the Star Fox remix. The question is, what game is it in? Smash Brothers.
No.
I'm gonna guess it's not a Star Fox game.
It's not titled Star Fox, but obviously Star Fox is in it.
Oh, it's what's that Ubisoft game?
Oh, Starlink.
Yes.
Good thinking, man. Good for you.
Starlink Battle for Atlas on the Switch from the Namekian
Starlink
Clown.
Ratfink.
That's right. This one comes from our pal Jet Jaguar.
Focus all Dex.
Do you know it yet?
No,
Do you know it now?
no. This is something I should know. Is it a Zelda?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's definitely okay. I don't know what one to guess.
That's long.
Okay.
Okay, eventually.
Twilight Princess.
No.
Majora's Mask.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh. There you go. Oh, I would have known it now. She read your computer.
No, I didn't.
Dancing around that.
I'm very good
big
at just
stupid
naming
tree.
things in a list, though.
What was that thing's name? McCoy, Malachi, Mako, Macaulay Culkin.
All right, that was from Jet Jaguar, and it was Wind Waker.
Makar, is that his name?
Makar.
Sounds right.
This one comes from Link 601.
Thank you, Malachi. Is this Super Nintendo?
Yes.
Lawnmower Man.
That's a good guess.
License?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with Lawnmower Man again.
I'm gonna say no again.
SWAT Cats.
No.
Terminator.
No.
RoboCop.
Robocop versus
genre or no?
Total Recall.
No.
Waterworld.
No.
Flintstones. X-Men. Disney. No, that's not Disney. What is this? It's so bad. Home Improvement.
Time Trails?
Cool World.
No.
Oh, another good guess.
Jurassic Park.
Dennis the Menace?
No.
Spider-Man.
No.
Teletubbies.
No.
Power Rangers.
Teletubbies.
Spawn.
Nope.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Isn't okay. Go.
Marvel superheroes in War of the Gems.
I never played it.
Aw.
I never played it.
Oh, but you got
Hello, Nintendo
From
Drive.
Link 601.
That seems like
Yeah, how'd you get the poster if you didn't
disingenuous.
play it?
From Nintendo Power from the
Oh.
Kirby Brothers.
This one comes from Autumnal Blake.
It's your fault.
It's my brother's.
I know this.
Yeah, you do.
Is it a Mario?
It is not.
Why do I know this?
I'm guessing it's from a video game that you might know.
What system is this?
Switch.
I'll play the Switch.
Is it Breath of the Wild?
Sure is.
What is it though? Like flying off the
Parasail.
tower? Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. That weirdo watching you. Show me how far you can glide.
That was from Autumnal Blake, and it was Breath of the Wild.
Just wants to stare at your ass the whole time.
Here's one from Alien Boy VA.
You have a beard hair or something
In my glasses.
stuck in your glasses.
It happens
It's supposed to
often.
be there?
No.
That's not a myth.
Oh, no, wait.
It could be an eyebrow hair sticking out of his eye.
People focus.
Oh yeah, I see it.
No, it's. I guess it wasn't in your glasses. It's just like sticking out of the side of your head.
I'll fix that later.
Face.
You got a beard hair stuck on your face. I don't even know what system.
We were.
Oh no. Art style something.
Yep.
Which one?
Art style.
I never played one.
I don't remember the name of any of the art styles.
Axios?
No.
It's Hex something. we get half a point for art style?
Yay!
I don't remember geometrics. I don't remember something. There's one with hex in it, isn't there?
Well,
Oh,
this
is that
isn't
not it? Yeah. Never mind. Go ahead. I don't know.
it. Rotozoa.
That's a pasta.
That
My
was
favorite video game is about pasta.
That was from Alien Boy VA. Next one comes from Wired.
Insecticide. Shrieks on the charger.
Tiny 1920s gangster things.
LA Noir.
No.
What system?
Switch.
Oh dear. There's like 20,
Yeah, every time
2,200 games.
every time someone submits like a Switch game, oh my god.
All right. This
Is it
kind
one
of
we should
music
know?
in a
No.
Switch game.
Okay. I don't feel bad then not know. I don't feel bad.
What kind of game on Switch would have this music? Detectives, I can feel that. I guess LA Noir, and that's not it.
There's no detective in the title.
What is that? What it's about? I don't know. Come on. Where's your research?
I mean,
People should have to give you a
This new
blur when
podcast
they
number
say
is
they
way
do.
too pushy.
I just won't talk anymore, starting right now.
Go ahead, I don't know.
Flipping Death.
Oh, Kim got it in the chat.
Great job. Okay. And the last song for today comes to us from Mikey3319.
All right, so it's either Game Boy or Game Boy Color.
Color.
God damn it. Well, here we go again. Mickey's Speedway.
Yes!
Wow.
Who said this?
Mikey3319.
Thank you, Mikey.
He was
Wow.
like, Robbie said someday.
You did it. Oh my God, thank God. That was a fun game. It was a rare game. It was. It was good. I played it a lot.
All right. So you got Mickey's Speedway,
I think
right?
that's a 10 out of 10.
Did you get Fortune Street? No.
No.
It's not a 10 out of 10.
I thought you were keeping your mouth shut.
And then you didn't get Superheroes.
Starting now.
Nope.
You didn't. Well, you get half a point for Rotozoa, right?
Yes.
And you didn't get Flipping Death.
Nope.
So 6.5.
Sarah says 6.5. Yes. I'll take it. That's good.
Yeah,
Great
it's okay.
job.
All right, that's the podcast. We're done.
Hooray.
Go play some game. You said you were going to keep your mouth shut. Play some games. Hang out with friends, family. Take a break. Rest. Relax. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
I'm supposed to be quiet.
Well, it's after show, so you don't have to be quiet now.
Doesn't count.
All right, people. What you got for her? Whatever you want after show. You got 3 minutes.
Dazzle me.
Ta-da.
Sarah says, thanks, RC, Mom, Brain, Kirby, Rachel, and Manj. Great show as usual. Bye, everyone. Kisses and hugs.
Aw.
Goodbye, Sarah says.
X's
Thanks for
and
joining
O's.
us.
X's and O's are my favorite.
I think there's a conspiracy theory about X's and O's being for hugs and kisses. I think X is a closed butthole and O is an open butthole.
I hope so. That's what I was implying when I said I love them.
I love them X's and O's.
Can you love both closed buttholes and open buttholes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Sure can.
All right.
No, it's like a
I-
political thing. You're only one side.
That's what I'm saying.
Can only
I am
love
pro
one.
X's. No one will turn me into an O.
Can an X and an O be together? Or do
Never.
you have to both be O's or both be X's?
Well,
They can be
think about it.
together
Think about
in
the way-
hell.
The way people sign it is like either XXOO or XOXO.
I always do
Because
X.
Because they don't want to
XO.
offend, so they just include everybody.
That's nice.
Yeah, but if they can be together, is my point.
Kona says, mature and professional. The way I like it. Drew says X for life.
Closed butthole for life.
Do you think about
You know
this?
me. Closed butthole for life.
CB4L.
Oh man, that's great. This is our new thing. Start that hashtag. Hashtag X for life or hashtag O for
Hashtag
life.
closed butthole.
Oh, man. Owl
Second
says
or third time I've
lovely.
snorted on this show.
Really?
Yeah. I just-
Calway, I don't think Mario Sunshine is poopy. I just think
It's
it's
not
not
an open
one of
butthole.
better Mario games. If I had to put together like a list of where each Mario game falls as far as mainline Mario games, it would be in the bottom half. I put it in the bottom third, I think.
Like a child.
I'm sorry.
Put it in my bottom half. Get out of that bottom half.
Yeah, Cowboy. I don't even remember how the camera controlled in that game. So, like I said, if it came out on Switch, if they revamped it, I would, or even just did a re-release in any way, shape, or form, I would play that. I have fond memories of it. I just, was
Fond memories from long, long ago.
let down by it a bit. All right.
Excuse you.
I am done
Sick of
here.
you
That's
people.
it. What?
Sick of you people.
I'm sick of you.
Is that us people or those people?
Everyone.
All the people.
All of you are included.
So everybody.
Yes.
Including
Again.
Mom Brain.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And go play some games. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Adios.
Bye.